Oh, hi there. Congratulations. Today is December 21st, and you're apparently still alive, meaning all of this end of the world talk was just complete and utter nonsense. Glad we cleared that up. Also, apparently this is my 1000th video. I hate the, okay, let me explain a few things here, because a lot of people have been talking about this, and I feel like a lot of people expected me to do something special, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I don't have anything special. Here's why. For starters, even though it says this is my 1000th video, this actually isn't my 1000th video. According to my numbers, this is like my 1004th or 5th video, and I think it's 1005. And the reason being, I have 2 videos set to private because they were meant to only be uploaded for a short amount of time, and then once they were obsolete, I put them to private instead of deleting them. And also, I had to remove 3 videos when I started, or when I got YouTube partnership, because they had copyright issues. So this isn't my 1000th video. In fact, I'm not even really sure what the number is. It might be higher. I don't remember how many videos I've removed over the course of 5.5 years. But, so yeah, for starters, this isn't my 1000th video. Also, another reason I didn't prepare anything special is, well, I just came off of my first semester of college, so I haven't had any time to even come up with any ideas, and I really don't want to take time to make a special video when I'm just trying to keep the walkthrough going at this point, because I'm so far behind right now. The last thing I want to do is put myself further behind, and if I made something special, that would just be taking more time away from continuing the walkthrough, and I really don't want to do that. So I'm sorry if you were expecting something. I don't have anything for you. It's not that I didn't want to do anything special, it's just that I simply do not have the time. I'll use this moment now to say, wow, I've been around long enough to make 1000 videos. I'm not really sure if that's an impressive accomplishment or if it shows that I really do have no life. But regardless, thank you for being the people who have supported me for so long and have made it possible for me to make this many videos. Anyways, on to the video itself. This is a new area in Black and White 2. It's the underground sewers for Castelia City, and you're coming here to stop Team Plasma for starters, and Hugh's going to join you in double battle for the beginning. Real quick, the wild Pokemon for this area, there's only 3, so I'll make this quick. The one that you see on the screen now is Zubat. And Zubat, of the 3 Pokemon in this area, is actually a pretty solid Pokemon. I know it's notoriously known as being that annoying cave Pokemon, but it's actually not a bad Pokemon. It's Poison Flying type, and its final form, Crobat, is evolved through Friendship. That's really the biggest issue with it. It has decent moves, it has decent stats, it's a pretty hard hitter, so if you're looking for a Flying or Poison type Pokemon, it's definitely worth considering. I actually am a big fan of Zubat. It's one of my, well, I wouldn't say it's one of my more, like, my favorite Pokemon, but it's certainly a Pokemon that I like. I remember in the last walkthrough complaining that I wanted my Zubats. Well, wish granted, they're back to irritate you. They're back to confuse you and leech the life from you in Black and White 2. The other 2 Pokemon are Rattata and Grimer, and unfortunately both of them have the same problem. They aren't blessed with good looks, and they aren't blessed with good stats either. They're both relatively weak Pokemon, and honestly, they're not worth using unless there's something you take a fancy to. If you like those Pokemon, by all means use them, but I think Rattata's like even outclassed by like Patrat. And that's saying something because I said Patrat's a bad Pokemon. So, in terms of wild Pokemon here, the only thing of interest is probably Zubat if you're looking for raw power. Anyways, I'm going to start off with the main thing of interest here, and that's Team Plasma, because that's the whole point of coming here. You can also pick up a Twisted Spoon that boosts your Psychic-type moves. Team Plasma's up here. You villains! Liberate Pokemon. Da. You steal men's souls and make them your slaves. Anyways, Hugh is here as a double battle partner. If you remember what it was like in 4th gen, that's basically what this is. He's going to fight by your side with a level 20 starter. He also is going to make every wild Pokemon battle a double battle, which is why you probably want to wait till after you're done with this to do any wild Pokemon catching if you're somebody who's completing the Pokedex. His level 20 starter is way stronger than Team Plasma, and if your Pokemon are really weak, fret not, he will carry you through this battle because he can probably do some serious damage to Team Plasma. This battle isn't hard. One other thing I'd like to mention, and this is aside from the battle that I forgot to mention, this area is different depending on the season. The water levels in this place will either be high or low. And right now I'm filming in winter, the water levels are low. I think it's also like this in the fall, I want to say, and then there are 2 seasons are higher water levels. I'm going off of memory, so I don't know if that's true necessarily. But it's important to note that this place is different depending on the season, and how you get through it is slightly different as well. I think there's also some things you can only get depending on which season you're in. So, if you're struggling to get through this area, I'm only covering this for the lower water level because that's what my game clock is set to, and I'm not going to change it and cover this again because it's not that much different. So just keep that in mind. The water levels for when I'm filming this are low, and it may be different for you, so how you get through this area might be slightly different. Also, would you look who it is? It's his Berg! Oh, he's so creepy. And he's also our first returning gym leader from Black and White. He still reigns supreme in the Castelia City Gym with his bug types. Oh, he's so creepy. You're also going to get HM04 Strength from Hugh. It's an 80 power normal type move. It hits solid, it's a solid move, but Return at max power is a stronger move. It is an HM though, and it does have uses in the overworld, so just keep that in mind. You also can't remove it, so personally, Return is superior if your Pokemon are friendly enough. Who's this creep? Why does everyone in the Pokemon world dress so... what's the word? Flamboyantly. Yeah. Is that even... yeah. I think now... is flamboyantly with an L-Y a word? I am not known for having the best English skills. I was a math science-y type person. I have bad grammar, I can't spell words for the life of me. If you go back through my video descriptions over the years, there's probably a million grammatical errors, and that's not even an exaggeration. I am not the greatest in the English department, although I did still manage to take honors classes in high school and get A's, so maybe I'm not as bad as I thought. I also got an A in my argument and research class in college, which I must say was quite an accomplishment. By the way, when the water levels are higher across the way there, I want to say that's a heart scale. I'm going from memory again because it's been a long time. But just, you can't get that right now. The water levels have to be higher. Also, up to the north is an area that we're going to explore now. This is called the Relic Passage. You can't explore it to its fullest yet, but I'm going to cover a little bit of it now. Starting with, I guess, the wild Pokemon. Well, maybe not. I was finishing a statement before, and I have to say, one of my most proudest accomplishments that I've ever accomplished in my entire life. I got all A's my first semester of college. I'm so happy. So proud of myself. Anyways, wild Pokemon. There's quite a few that can be caught here that are new. This is a cave, so wild Pokemon can appear at any time. And apparently nobody wants to show up today. Really? I walk 2 steps and a wild Pokemon appears at all times, and now that I actually want to show wild Pokemon, nothing's showing up. Okay, I guess we'll do the trainer battle then. If wild Pokemon don't want to show up, fine, be that way. Okay, anyways, I think I'm just going to discuss wild Pokemon as I walk along here. You can also grab yourself a hard stone, which boosts your rock type moves. Wild Pokemon here. There's, well, for starters, there's Roggenrola. It's a rock type, it evolves into Boldore and Gigalith. The main reason to discuss this Pokemon is it's super irritating because of the sturdy ability. You can't one-hit KO it, so it's a bit on the irritating side. It's a solid Pokemon. It's not the greatest, but it's not bad either. It's a kind of more of a tanky Pokemon. I think it's decent. It's more situational. It's definitely not one of the strongest Pokemon. There's another Pokemon like it that's kind of along the similar lines. Timber is, it's also kind of situational. It's pretty decent. It's more of a hard hitter. It's kind of the opposite of Roggenrola, which is tanky. I think Timber is also pretty decent, but I think it's kind of an ugly Pokemon. So that's why I've never had any interest in it. I've wanted to use Gigalith, but I have yet to actually try it out. I've just heard that it's pretty decent. Other wild Pokemon that can be found here, Woobat, kind of the Zubat replacement for this generation. I would say Woobat is not that strong, but it has a very interesting moveset, and you can do some kind of interesting things with it. If you're into kind of more tactical strategies, Woobat's not a bad choice. It's also a psychic type as well as a flying type, so it offers a unique typing. I think it's kind of weird looking personally. I also backtracked there to grab the escape rope because I remembered it was there. I forgot to turn on my item finder. The other 2 wild Pokemon that appear here that are new, Onix is one of them. Unfortunately, Onix, its glory days are kind of not what they used to be. Onix is kind of outclassed now by some of the other types. It's still a solid tank. It needs to evolve through trades, so just keep that in mind. I don't think it's that bad, and I've always liked Onix. But I don't know. It's not the greatest in-game Pokemon anymore. You might be better off trying something new like Roggenrola if you haven't before. And the last Pokemon is the prize gem of this place, and something I really wanted to use in this walkthrough, but unfortunately, it's a steel type, and I'm going to be catching Skarmory. Drillbur, that evolves into Excadrill, is a ground steel type, and this thing is really powerful. It's got a lot of power, it's got good typing when it finally evolves, it's got good moves, good stats, and honestly, it's I've been very hypercritical of 5th gen Pokemon for being ugly and stupid looking, and Excadrill actually, in my opinion, I thought it looked kind of decent. So of all the, I'd say it's one of my more favorite 5th gen Pokemon, and if you haven't tried it out, it's definitely worth taking a look at. It's a pretty interesting Pokemon, I like it. Also, over here, that covers our wild Pokemon, so it's battle time! Wrong place, buddy. I hate poison. Poison, poison, poison. Probably the most... so irritating. I don't have an antidote. Are you kidding? Am I in the wrong pocket? No, I think I'm in the right pocket. Well, darn. That stinks. Oh, I guess I could use one of the Castelia cones. Yeah, that stinks. I wasn't expecting to be poisoned without an antidote. I can't remember the last time I didn't have an antidote in my bag. Anyways, I should probably turn that back on. One more battle to be had. The weaving walk. Walk. What are you talking about, fool? That's nice, dear. Not really sure why I called him a deer, but that's beside the point. Anyways, that's it for the Relic Passage. There is more to this area, but alas, we cannot explore it at this current point in time. There is more to the sewers as well, but I'm going to cut the video simply because this video is too long and I need to break it up. So I will catch you next time. Thank you, and good night.